like a battery. I'm staying charged on my feet, I'm like a factory.
How you doing, guys? Welcome to ZukaTube, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Terminal List from Amazon Prime. This is the new series with Chris Pratt. Just came out the 1st of July, based off the book The Terminal List by Jack Carr. Now, if anybody saw the Joe Rogan interview with Jack Carr, had to be maybe a year ago or so, it had to be over 2 years ago now. He had specifically talked about seeking out Chris Pratt for this, or for something in particular, and now we see it happening. So this is really cool to finally talk about. I'm going to get into this right now. I'm going to play the trailer, talk a little bit about the series, give you my review. We'll go into some spoilers. I got a few clips to play. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm on YouTube and Rumble at ZukaTube. Let's get right into this and play this trailer. Now, some of us have seen Chris Pratt do serious stuff before, but this is even more serious. Epic stuff.
Lieutenant Commander James Reese, can you outline the details of your mission?
They knew we were coming.
According to audio logs, you went dark on comms roughly 4 mics in. Why?
That's not how it went down.
Now you see, obviously, after something goes down,
I'm fine.
he's kind of doubting what's going on, and they're kind of questioning what happened, and questioning him. He's very confused and angry about the situation.
Wanna tell me what happened? Somebody fed us bad intel. It was a setup. If I'm right, we need to act on this. I need names.
If there's a connection to you and your men, I'll find it.
That's a reporter who's trying to,
More blood.
investigate him and the situation at the same time.
Where's James Reese?
Is it true you're fugitive as a Navy SEAL?
There's a bunch of people tracking you right now, so just lay low. I have 12 men flying home the caskets right now. This is personal.
Obviously, you could tell there's some serious action in this show.
Now, you're in the battlefield.
That Taylor Kitsch guy, he's pretty awesome in this as well.
There's evil in this world, likes of which you can't possibly imagine.
James.
Take Lucy, get her out of the house now.
I'm not gonna tell you again. Stay off my list.
Woo! So, pretty gnarly trailer, right? Lots of action, all that kind of fun stuff, right? And the description here is James Reese returns home after his entire platoon of Navy SEALs is ambushed, only to discover new dark forces working against him and endangering the ones he loves. And that is absolutely accurate. Basically, after they introduce a mission with him and his fellow SEALs, where basically it looks like it was a setup, they knew they were coming, the whole deal. What ends up happening is almost everybody dies except for him and one other guy. He gets back. He's having some issues, some head issues and stuff. Some post-war kind of stuff, some maybe PTSD. You don't know, right? And they're kind of telling him a different story about what had happened and staging things a certain way. And he's very confused by it. He's very conflicted. He doesn't know if it's true, if maybe he's just doubting himself, if maybe his head's still a little fuzzy from everything, but he kind of feels in his gut that things just aren't right. And soon after, his buddy that came back with him commits suicide in his personal life, and he starts to think that there's more going on than just a bad mission, and that maybe there's something nefarious going on, and that maybe he wasn't supposed to survive that mission. The story's really, really well done. Everything is very well produced. The effects are fantastic. I mean, it's not like CGI throughout it or anything like that. Looks like it's all pretty much practical effects. It's pretty fantastic. You see Chris Pratt in a different light as this James Reese character. They show a compassionate side of him and a very vicious side of him. I mean, they do a whole spectrum for you. And I think this is a very fleshed out character. I haven't read the Terminal List, but if it's anything like this series, it's fantastic, I would probably say. Like the action from the start to the end is just almost nonstop. I want to say it's nonstop, but they do a good job of throwing that, you know, action thriller kind of aspect in there and doing some in-depth kind of almost espionage or detective-like scenarios as well. They're showing you flashbacks or hallucinations or other things in between during his journey that kind of throw you off periodically or are meant to kind of make you question what's happening and if it is really happening or if it's happening to the extent that you see it. And he starts really looking into all this stuff. He starts questioning everything around him, and rightfully so, because now I'm going to play a clip for you when he starts to finally doubt some things and want to get his head checked, you know, and listen to his wife and be like, look, let me go get this all straightened out. You know, I can't delay this any longer. And he goes to get a MRI and you get to see some shit go down. And it's pretty epic. And I'm just going to play the clip for you. Gets out of the machine and realizes people killed the doctor.
Killed Boomer. Cowards away.
But at this point, you don't know if he's like maybe hallucinating. You know, he's fantasizing this whole thing. I mean, things are crazy. Dang, sliced him. One thing that's also enjoyable to watch is how fast he thinks and his reaction is to things, and how quick he is to kind of go to a more rugged but efficient response to something. Epic. Woo! Dang. So there's some pretty epic stuff right there. Now, one thing that's really intriguing about this that happens kind of right in the beginning here is this is right when he's starting to doubt a lot of things about himself and a lot of things before that about what's going on around him. And when he gets this gun off of this guy, he realizes it's his gun that he previously had locked in his own safe. And then he panics, runs home, and finds some really horrific things went down. And at this point, things aren't looking good for him because he becomes suspect number one. People aren't believing him. Now the whole thing about them doubting him and setting things up earlier in the series, and they're trying to take him down, or like he's hallucinating everything and my man's on a complete and total killing spree. So that's the really intriguing part that kind of ropes you in right off the bat with this show. And at one point, a reporter starts approaching him about things. He kind of draws her off at first, but she keeps kind of prodding him about stuff. She's not really believing him. She's investigating him. Things kind of start to go down and unfold that really put things in perspective for her and kind of gear things up to give you the realization that there is a lot more going on than you think. And on top of that, what parts were real. It's pretty epic. Check this clip out.
It's my ride. Get in.
She's like, I'm just going to follow this nutcase out. Like, he panicked in a restaurant. It's just like, someone's following us. Let's go.
Buckle up.
It's like, I don't believe you, dude.
I'm sorry, we're running away because you think you saw a guy in wraparound shades?
We're not running.
Like, watch this, though. This is very epic what he does. Boom. Like, she's got a freak out. Like, you just hit someone's car. Are you crazy? Dang. He knew it. And he puts people down. Like, he's brutal. He'll empty a whole clip if he has to.
Open it.
And at this point, boom. So my man isn't necessarily all crazy. And it's interesting to watch this all unfold. And it's a very good thriller, a very good action show. And you got to give a lot of respect and props to the guys here that worked on this series, because they involved a lot of veterans, a lot of active military, just everything they could to make sure this was a very authentic experience. And the things that they referenced and the lingo they use and everything is just spot on. You do hear a lot of like critics kind of, just trashing this, being like, oh, this is an unhinged right-wing fantasy and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, does nobody pay attention to Tom Clancy? Like, have they not said that about every Tom Clancy thing in existence? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Like, I had previously reviewed the Jack Reacher series, which I thought was really good, but somehow, like, they didn't freak out about that one. I just think that people have a personal issue with Chris Pratt or something. But man, this is a really fantastic show. Overall, I would give this series a solid 9 out of 10. I don't know if they would be able to do another season for this. I don't know if it's just this was the whole story from the book or what. But man, it was really fantastic. I didn't want to give you too much information, but kind of let you know about this whole action thriller and what the basis for this story is. Chris Pratt, again, does a fantastic job. His buddy in it that they show, the Taylor Kitsch, I don't know how to say it. But either way, that guy, I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. He's really good in it as well. Now, this is a 8-episode series. It's like, they're like hour episodes, 50 minutes, the whole deal. But everything is great. The sound's good. The production's fantastic. I mean, all the shots are epic. The action scenes are really well done. I mean, just a great show. Highly recommended. Again, 9 out of 10, The Terminal List. Now, let's get into some spoilers. Hey, now we're into the spoilers section. But you find out that it was a setup because of the fact that they were doing test trials of a treatment that ended up giving soldiers brain tumors. So they were like, okay, well, now we got to kill off these soldiers. So they set up another thing where they're going to be killed off. So now you have this list of people that approved it. And one name, they don't quite cover who it is. They don't have a name for it, but it's the Oberon Analytics or whatever, right? But man, when they give you obviously the big twist at the end, that's the twist I felt like I called from the beginning. I felt like that was the predictable part of it that didn't like drive this show up to like maybe like a 9.5. Like I really love this series. This was really awesome. But man, I knew right off the bat, man, his buddy, I was like, dude, you can't trust his buddy for some reason. I know I want to like him, and I think that's why I don't like him. But I was more shocked about the woman who was the higher up that was obviously way more involved and had like over 9 minutes of decision time before they killed these soldiers. And like when that breaks down at the end and they have her kind of hid out on her compound and all these people hiding her there and guarding her, man, that whole scenario when it breaks down is pretty epic, and her killing herself, and it's pretty epic. And at that point, he went this far. Are they going to take him down now? Can they take him down now? And then obviously you see him get to walk away and get out of there, and then he has to attack the one last situation. I think that was a pretty good emotional moment and a great kind of ender when they do we got to finish this list, you got to kill me, I knew this would happen. That was, I thought, really solid. I thought that throughout the series, flashbacks and the hallucinations and everything kept you constantly almost clouded by those direct links to the end game of the series. You're not quite sure about certain people at times, and they do a really good job of keeping you on your toes throughout it. And again, I really recommend this. I mean, one of my favorite scenes, and I'm going to show a clip of it because I thoroughly enjoy it, and that's how I roped some people into it. I said, man, you ain't seen Chris Pratt like torture nobody where he gets somebody, hangs him up, cuts his guts out, and that was crazy. Check this out. about to hear that. Dang, brutal, right? Man, but like you gotta watch this series if you're into, especially like I said, the detective stuff, the thriller aspect of it, heavy action, and just overall just a great kind of thrill ride all the way through. It's not too slow, it's not too fast paced to where you kind of get lost. I think it's just really good. They did a solid job with this. I definitely recommend this one, The Terminalist. 9 out of 10. Definitely check this one out. ZukaTube out.
Staying charged on my feet, I'm like a factory. Dropping lines like an assembly. I'm staying on point, it's my strategy. Feel like they're tracking me. Yo, let me get on one. Not go get your tracks up. Homie, can I steal some? Homie, you can't stack up. My brother, can you shout me? You're barking up the wrong tree. My dog, why do you doubt me? Cause you can't do shit without me.
Real like the radio and never play it, but that's cool. The enemy's supposed to hate it.